Good morning everyone. This is Kailin Kamikawa. This time, it is a request for the subtitle creation application, Vroo. Vroo has some great features like no other. That is the function to add a timestamp to subtitles. It is also called Caption Automatic Synchronization Function. In short, it is a function to add a timestamp so that the subtitles are displayed according to the audio. YouTube Studio also has this function as standard. It is very difficult to use in Japanese. Because 1. Start a new line at the 16th character without permission. 2. Punctuation disappears. 3. From the third line onward, it will be a separate clause. Because it is a defective specification, it will not be usable no matter how long you wait. In that respect, Vroo's autosync feature has all improved this issue and is very easy to use. However, there is one point that is difficult to use. When it reads the original, the clip is split at the line break. It is a function called. When writing a manuscript with a normal memo application etc., even though it is a line break, it may be difficult to judge. That's because it's hard to tell if there's a line break at the end of a line. For example, if you look at an example like this, with a normal memo app, you can't make any judgment. Looks the same. However, in the above example, there is a line feed symbol at the right end of the first line. In the example below, there are no line breaks. Therefore, there are times when the phrase cannot be divided as intended without noticing it. There are a few memo apps that can display line feed symbols. A text editor called Liquid Logic, and Microsoft Word, etc. You can display line breaks, but humans can still overlook them. So, with the current specifications, there are unintentional bunsetsu breaks, and there are unintentional joins. Also, with the current specifications, when you want to divide a paragraph into two in one phrase, you cannot divide it. There is also the inconvenience. For example, if you want to write Japanese on the first line and English on the second line and display two lines at the same time, if you insert a line break at the end of the first line to match the beginning of the sentence, it will be a separate phrase. Two-stage display is impossible. So, as an improvement plan, if there are two or more line break marks in a row, separate the clips, phrases. Is it possible to improve the specifications? In other words, on the screen, when there is one or more blank lines between sentences, the phrase is separated. It will be the specification. With this specification, even if there is a blank line that looks like a memo application without a line break mark, it is possible to prevent. The phrase is divided where it is not intended. However, this alone does not prevent combining where the clauses are not intended. If there is a blank line but there is no line feed mark at the end of the first line, the line feed mark becomes 1, and the clauses are combined. So, in my case, the phrase and the phrase are separated by two blank lines. If there are two blank lines, if there is a line break at the end of the first line, it will be 3 line break marks. If there is no line break at the end of the first line, it will be a line break mark of 2. In any case, there will be 2 or more line feed marks, so the clauses will always be separated. Because it can be said. So, on the Vroo side, if there are 2 or more line breaks in a row, the clause will be separated. Even if you change to the specification on my side, user side, put 2 blank lines between clauses, if you do not use it, you cannot completely prevent it. However, if you change the specifications on the Vroo side, I think that unintended farewell of phrases can be surely prevented. Unintentional binding cannot be prevented by itself, even with other software related to subtitles. For example, Subtitle Edit. It seems that the first line break is judged as paragraph division, and the second line break is judged as phrase farewell. Therefore, it is also compatible with other software. We would appreciate it if you would consider it once. That's all.